Hi there, I'm Richard McLeod, better known probably locally as the History Hound. And today just want to take a few minutes to give you an idea of what we have planned for the coming weeks and going forward as far as online presentations. The current situation with the flu has caused me to accelerate my plans, but it's no better time than now to put them into place. So let me give you an idea of what we have planned going forward. For a long time, people have suggested to me that it'd be a great idea if I could tape my presentations that I do locally so that they're available to people who perhaps can't make it out or they have a conflict in their schedule. And I've always thought it would be a great idea, but to be quite honest with you, I kept putting it off. I didn't really uh, go ahead and do it. But now with the current situation, I think it's probably a great time to get busy and do this. I do presentations locally at the library once or twice a month, and of course I do a number of presentations around town, local organizations, clubs, and many times we'll get really good crowds, and sometimes they're a little bit less well populated. So maybe it's a great idea that I do my presentations and we present them online as well as live. Hopefully we'll come to a point where I can get back out there and do them live. So you'll be able to go online and you'll be able to take a look at the presentations, and hopefully there'll be a question and answer period, so you'll be able to answer any questions that I might have as to what you actually know about the event, and you'll be able to ask me questions, background information. Sometimes I may have to look things up and get back to you, or in a future presentation address some of the questions that were lingering, but hopefully this will be a fairly smooth process. Obviously, this is my first time doing this, so as time goes on, I should get better at it. I've come a long way technically on this, and hopefully in the future I'll get better, a little smoother. I appreciate people's input as to suggestions that they might have as to how I can get better. So having said that, let's get right down to what we plan to do. Basically, what I would like to do is to go over a little bit the what we tend to do, or what I have tended to do over the years as far as my what the History Hound does around town. Usually the first step for me is to conduct research. Topics are quite often suggested to me by people that I meet on the street or at parties or even at other presentations. So I do research to get additional information, particularly if it's a topic that I find interesting or I think would be really interesting locally. Second step usually is to interview people that I know who I believe have maybe a unique experience or ideas about the topic, so that I can include that in my presentation. I'm lucky because over the years my family has been involved in local history, and so I've inherited a great deal of information, pictures, books, essays on the topic. So I put that to use. I do a number of oral history presentations, or I should say interviews, around town. I think we've done probably about 150 so far, and from that we get a lot of good information that I can put into to my presentations. So that's usually the first step. A second step is to record my findings. Now, I do recording audio. So in other words, I will do a lot audio recording of the information that I have discovered. Quite often that recording, as I say, comes from oral history interviews, but frequently it comes from just conversations that I have with people. You know, obviously people have information to render to a subject, and I like to get that all recorded for posterity. Second thing I do is that I videotape the information. And this is the area that I'm really expanding on now. To be honest with you, other than making the oral history videos, I haven't been very good at doing videos of my findings and my research. But hopefully that's going to change. I've been sort of pushed into this by the current situation, and hopefully it's it's a plus to the product that we offer people. And then finally, I present my information in written form. A lot of people probably know that every weekend I do an article for Newmarket Today, and on various topics. I think we've done close to 100 so far over the last 2 years, and sometimes they appear during the week, but they're usually on Saturday mornings. So, if you're looking for something to read on a Saturday morning and you want to sort of take a step back into Newmarket's history, by all means, go online and take a look at what we do on Newmarket Today. And then finally, as I say, I like to share my findings with others who have a similar interest. This whole idea of doing the online presentations is sort of a new idea in my toolbox. I've been doing presentations, we've been doing heritage walks, I do the articles, as I say, and quite often I find that it's important to share this information with people. The more people that know the information, the more people who have a love of our history, the more it's going to be retained within the community, so that down the road everybody is going to know the wonderful history that we have in this town. So you're probably asking, how can I tap into this information? How can I follow what you're doing? Well, as I mentioned previously, I have a Facebook group called the History Hound, and you can go on there. I post sometimes 4 or 5 times a day, interesting articles, tidbits that I've discovered in my research. I post videos and audio clips that I've acquired through my research. I also post photos from my fairly large collection of photos. So it's a great place to start if you haven't taken a look at our stuff. It's a great place to go. As I say, it's on Facebook and it's called the History Hound group. So I would suggest you take a look at there. The videos that we've done, particularly the oral history interviews, are placed on a YouTube channel that we have, also called the History Hound, and you can go on there, 24/7 and take a look at what we've recorded, what I'm saving for posterity. It's really easy. Just type in the History Hound and it should all come up. Of course, like most people, I have a presence on Twitter. I copy almost everything that I post on the Facebook group onto Twitter, so you can take a look at the information on there, and you can find all the links to everything that I do, including what presentations I'll be doing within the community. So it's a great place to go as well to check out. I'm on Instagram, not quite as much as the other social channels, but I do post on Instagram pictures and articles and things of interest. So, I would suggest that you definitely go on there. As I said, I do articles on Newmarket Today. Uh, so every weekend, usually on a Saturday morning, there's an article. We've done nearly 100, I guess, so far over the last 2 years. And we're stepping that up a little bit during this lonely action where we can't get out and meet with people. I've been doing more articles specifically tailored to what history tells us about stresses and problems that we've had in the past and how we have come forward to today, I think a lot stronger, a lot better prepared. So, I would suggest that if you're interested in our history and you're interested in reading a good article, please go to Newmarket Today. They've been very gracious in allowing me a spot to share my articles. So thanks go out to the people at Newmarket Today for allowing me to do so. And of course, my presentations. My presentations are have in the past been around town and obviously in person, doing presentations for local groups and clubs, and also, as I say, appearing at the library once or twice a month, various topics. Usually the topics are suggested to me by people who have an interest, and I do the background research, and then we all get together and do a question and answer, and I do a presentation. We used to do a program called Vintage Video, and what I did was people were giving me their old home movies, and I was cleaning them up, digitizing them, and we would have an evening where we would show these videos to everybody, sort of take a step back. Unfortunately, the number of people attending tended to decrease, and I was no longer able to afford to rent a venue to do that, but hopefully in the future we'll be able to return to doing that. It was really great. People have given me videos from Santa Claus Parade and the Newmarket's Centennial 1957 Parade, events that were videotaped by people, usually in Super 8 or home video. So, I've got all those cleaned up, and until we end up doing that again live, you may want to go to YouTube, as I said, and take a look at what we have posted there. When the weather gets better, and hopefully when we're no longer in quarantine, my history walks will begin. I do history walks usually on demand. In other words, people will come to me and say, I have a small group and would like to do a personalized heritage walk of some aspect of Newmarket's history, and so we get out and do that. As well, I've done these history walks for the town and for Heritage Newmarket. So, they're sort of fun. You get a little bit of fresh air, a little bit of exercise, and you learn a little bit about Newmarket's history. We also do these heritage walks for special occasions. We just recently did a walk of the downtown area of Newmarket. It was titled Newmarket in the 1950s, and it was in benefit of local charities. In this particular case, where emphasis was in supporting In From the Cold. This was our 5th year doing the walks, and they've proven to be very successful. So, if you have a charity that you'd like to support and you think that you'd like to do a heritage walk, for sure get a hold of me, and maybe we can put something together. I should mention at this point that any money that we take in, and it's usually through donations, but any money that we take in is distributed locally to local charities. I'm a nonprofit enterprise here, so the money that we do bring in, whether it be through the presentations or the walks or any other function that we run, the money is distributed to local charities. So don't worry about that. I have a website as well, and it's in the development stages, so it's very early times, but I have articles on there that are of interest. I have been posting pictures on there as well, and I will be putting on videos as well. And I likely will put a copy of all of these presentations that we do in the future onto there as well. One of the things I would suggest is if you are a student who attended Newmarket High, there's, I believe, a 6-part series on the history of Newmarket High that you may want to take a look at on the website. Again, you just simply go to the historyhound.com and it should all come up. But again, it's early days, so we're just in development stages with that. And finally, I do blogs. Now, the blogs are usually through the Facebook page, but now that I'm sort of getting used to being online, I'm hoping that more of my blogs will be online, and people will be able to enjoy that. If you have a topic that you'd like me to cover, or if you have some things that you always wanted to know, but never really knew where you would go to find out, by all means, get a hold of me, and we'll tackle some of those online. So again, that's sort of a brief synopsis of what we're going to be doing. The first presentation I'll be doing online is one of my favorite topics I've done in the past, and so we're going to revisit it. Its title is Prohibition Comes to Newmarket. It's all about how Newmarket had prohibition for years and years and years. It sort of was spurred by the debate that was taking place in Newmarket about us having marijuana shops in Newmarket, and people asked me whether I thought that Newmarket would go ahead and do that, and I had said no. History shows us that Newmarket is extremely cautious when it comes to things like that, and I cited Newmarket's experience with prohibition. As it turns out, I was right, and council decided to defer and wait and see how things turn out. So, but those people who attended the presentation were able to get sort of a background on the mindset of Newmarket as it was in the past, and I would suggest you still is, about things like drugs and alcohol. So anyway, I hope this is sort of giving you an idea of what we have planned. I look forward to seeing many of you online. Make sure that you check on Facebook or on social media to find out when the presentations will be broadcast. They will be, as I said, recorded and available for people to see offline if that is what they wish to do. I'll put them on YouTube so everybody can take a look. And thank you very much for giving me some of your time, and I look forward to talking to you again. Take care.